This is our second time playing Silhouette to Scarlett. I've been to the show pretty much every incarnation, so to be a part of it has been really dope. And we know being at the Regent, having spun here before, I couldn't rate because I've never played the Regent with my brother. So that's what I was looking forward to the most.
Yes, sir. I was excited, man, because the fact that I was going to rock another show with HFP, 20 years strong, you know what I mean? And to me, it was like Chuck just tells me where, when, and how we going to do it, when we do it, where we do it. And it's all so. What'd you think, Eliminate?
Thanks for asking. Well, for me, being a part of LA's one of the oldest venues in LA, I think this, the Regent, 1914, 1915, something like that. It feels great, being a dinosaur. I'm just kidding. Super happy to be here. Yes.
We are a group that lives and dies by our live show. It's been like that for 20 years, and we know we have to win people over. You don't know how hard it is to win a crowd over when you got KRS-One or Pete Rock, and they're not here to see you. They're going to look stone-faced with vinyl in the front, ready for everybody to sign. They don't want to see you. So you have to give everything you got and win that crowd over. So we stand toe-to-toe with anybody. And I think today was definitely an example of that, us, setting the energy, setting the precedence for what Chris is going to do later on.
Same thing. You know what I mean? Like, we've been headliners, we've been mid-carders, we've been through it all. And as a DJ too, it's like we've opened for people, big names, and we've headlined. So at the same time, it's like it's a certain kind of synergy that you create. If you're going to be the headliner, you got to make sure that everyone that is with you, you're all sharing that same synergy. And if you're on the opener, you got to be the one that sets precedents. Like, come out the gate jumping, making sure that everyone comes out correct. And then you support them, not just on that stage, inside that, like green room, or even out here. It's like consistently just keeping it positive and then just stay away from the negative.
I'm a firm believer that iron sharpens iron. So, again, attitudes, they're contagious. And, for us, not that we're ever in competition with anyone, but, firm believer that, if we're headlining, the supporting acts are, building up to the headliner. And if we're sort of in the mid, pack of artists, we are feeding and building up the energy for the headliner. So that's just the way I've always seen things.
Crowd interaction always helps. That's why when we first got on stage today, the first thing I said to both of us, we got to get this crowd out their seats. So I knew going to the hookup again, everybody stand up, everybody get your hands up, and we had them from there.
Call a response. When I say honor, you say flow. Honor, flow. Honor, flow. When I say honor, you say flow. Honor, flow. We don't do, when I say outcast, you say outcast.
That's it. Simple.
DJ Khaled story for another day. I'll tell it if we have time.
20 years ago, I might have said, beat the hell, out of somebody in the crowd just to, show an example to the other people in the crowd on how you're supposed to act. But, being a more peaceful version of myself, again, just to piggyback off what I said before, energy is contagious. So, if I'm feeling good, the crowd's going to feel good. And we always feel good.
I don't eat a lot before shows, especially when they had that pizza. It's very tempting because I haven't had anything but a muffin and a yogurt today. But if I eat heavy, acid comes up. It's not good. So it's stretching. It's stretching. It's making sure your things are laid out. But more so, I think one of our biggest show prep is, you probably saw this, we pray every time. You want to hook on, get your synergy right, get your energy right. Because, backstage is crazy. We got 10 acts back here. It's like a night at the whiskey here. So we want to make sure within all the chaos, the magic and the madness, as the album goes, we got to center ourselves. It's very important that we center ourselves before we get on that stage and pray.
Prayer and meditation, and make sure that we're all hydrated. But I laughed earlier because it's very true. Take a massive shit.
For me, I think that, watching Mos Def and Talib Kweli on 106 in Park, old clip, that's something I watch before we ever get on, because I think it's one of the best examples of synergy between the artists. And so like for me, that's inspiration, and it gets me just ready to rock.
Sometimes certain playlists, depending on how we feel, but there's definitely a synergy of we have to collect ourselves, because the day can be chaotic. This is the fun part. All the other stuff is the business. This is the fun part here.